Hi, this is Mike Maloney, and I'm joined once again by Jeff Clark. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike, and we've got lots to talk about today, so we're going to jump right in. We've got a article of the day, tweet of the day, some good viewer feedback, which is a question I'm going to put to you, and a great meme of the day. So stick around for that. So let's just jump right in. This first article, Mike, talks about just came out this morning. Talks about the big slide in gold. It's down 2% to a 3-week low because U.S. yields are surging and the U.S. dollar is also up. But this pressure is is putting pressure on gold and silver prices. As you and I talk here, gold's down about 1.5% now. Silver's down almost 2.5%. But again, it's largely because of rising yields and a rising U.S. dollar. So, Mike, what's your reaction to what's happening in the market now for gold and silver?
Well, I keep on saying that we live in an insane world. They keep on announcing more and more stimulus. There's going to be an infrastructure package. There's going to be more direct checks to people. And that currency doesn't exist yet. They've got to create it. And the deficit this year is going to exceed the size of, I believe, it's going to exceed the size of the 2004 M2 currency supply. The deficit larger than the currency supply 15, 16, 17 years ago. It's totally insane. We're destroying the currency, yet gold falls, the ultimate safe haven. That, if you look at central banks, they hold gold as a tier one asset. It is the ultimate safe haven. Treasuries are the second safe haven, but they do produce yield. And since the yield is going up, more people are rushing toward treasuries, and the yield has to go up, because if the Federal Reserve and if the Treasury wants to sell more debt so that we can do all of this deficit spending, and it's going to be supported mostly by conjuring out of thin air, interest rates have to rise to get people to accept this in a time of currency printing. They need to get paid more for the risk that they're taking. There will come a day where treasuries rise, the dollar rises, and gold rises all together, where the safe haven of gold, as people get worried more and more about the quantity of currency. But this is basically, this is the dollar milkshake theory coming true. So Brett Johnson's dollar milkshake theory, check that out. We did a video on it a while back. But this is rising. Eventually, though, gold will turn around and rise with it. But what is your take on all of this?
Well, I wanted to point out this other thing the analyst said in this article, Mike. He said, while gold is likely to see some pressure in the short term, investors pricing in inflationary concerns could eventually trigger a frenzy of gold buying. So it's this whole idea that this is, a temporary trend, and
Yes.
there is a bridge out ahead. And so you want to buy, obviously, when gold and silver are weak, which is now, because something else is going to happen. Something's going to give, which you've spent a lot of time talking about in a lot of your videos. So,
yeah, well, that thing under pressure short term, the thing is that you're absolutely right. The inflationary concerns, and all of this stimulus, bailouts, deficit spending, direct stimulus to people, and stimulus to the economy through all of this infrastructure package. This is huge, and it's so big. I mean, like I said, it's bigger than the entire currency supply was just a little while ago. The deficits, not the amount we spend, which is the total amount you spend is what you tax and what you borrow. And now just what we borrow in a year is going to exceed what the entire currency supply was cumulatively from the beginning of the country until earlier in the previous decade. So we just live in an insane world. But what this is, to me, is nothing but a buying opportunity. I'm taking a look at some technical indicators. I've got some targets, and I've got some cash set aside, and I'm ready because I'm going to be buying some more gold and silver, because I believe that with what they're doing to the dollar right now, all of this deficit spending, this is a trigger. It builds up pressure, and this is going to be the last opportunity to buy at these levels. So,
yeah, I've been doing the same thing. I've been doing some selective buying, and I've been building cash, waiting in case there is one more big, drawdown on gold and silver prices here. So, because I really do believe there is a bridge out ahead. We can't see where it is yet, but I think it's coming. So, well, Mike, on to tweet of the day here. This is from Eric Voorhees, if I'm saying your name right, Eric. And he's quoting Hayek here, Mike. I think you'll like this. I don't believe we shall ever have a good money again before we take the thing out of the hands of government. That is, we can't take it violently out of the hands of government. All we can do is, by some sly roundabout way, introduce something that they can't stop. What's your reaction to that, Mike?
Well, I love F.A. Hayek. He also said that if socialists understood economics, they wouldn't be socialists.
Right.
Because economically, it doesn't work. But what is amazing is this was just some off-the-cuff statement that he said in an interview, a television interview. And he didn't write this down in one of his great books. But this, I didn't even know this quote existed a while back. It was something that I learned about more recently. But what it is the prediction of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's quite amazing that he was seeing that the way to end this is, like Dan, our producer, said, I guess this is a quote from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is in a puff of logic. You have to win by the other side, like vanishing in a puff of logic. This is logic. Somebody came out with something that governments really can't stop. They're going to try. It's going to be difficult for a lot of people that are invested in crypto. I do think that they're going to try sometime or another. And I'm heavily invested in cryptos. And so, I'm trying to make plans for that. And I do take crypto profits and turn them into precious metals once in a while, especially silver. When they nationalized gold back in 1934, they made it illegal to own in 33, I'm sorry, and then they changed the price in 34. When they nationalized it in 33, they bought it from everybody. They would have to, if they're going to take your gold away from you, they would have to do the same thing, but it's going to be at far, far higher prices than this. It has to be a threat to the dollar. That won't occur until way beyond $5,000 an ounce. That's like $10,000 to $40,000 an ounce is when it becomes a threat. And then silver is even more under their radar. Cryptocurrencies, though, are already starting to become some sort of threat, and they waited too long. That's what's interesting, is they waited far too long for all of this because major institutions, brokerage houses and tech sort of run the government, and the government runs us. And so it's almost too late. So any thoughts on that, or do you want to just go to the next thing?
Well, we'll go to the next one here. If you like the video you're watching today, be sure and hit that like button for us and subscribe to our channel there below. So this is viewer feedback, and I'm going to jump onto this, Mike, because it's kind of related to what you were just talking about. This is from Daniel McCallum. Ray Dalio recently mentioned that he believes the U.S. will outlaw Bitcoin. Should I sell my crypto, Mike?
Well, if they India, I believe India has already done that, or they announced that they were going to. And you can you can't keep somebody from having it. What you can do is you can make it very difficult for the gateways that turn it back and forth into dollars, and so into a local currency. So what I do personally is I take profits constantly, and I try and make sure that when I'm taking those profits and converting it into precious metals, that I have exceeded my investment in. So my cryptocurrencies are now a free ride. They've made enough, and then I've taken enough profits and converted that into gold and silver to where I know I've covered my investment in. So basically, even if they outlawed it, I could be perfectly legal, submit to the law, and not redeem any of the cryptocurrencies that I have, or not even try to. Just let them go, and I would still be in profit. So should you sell your crypto? That's all up to you. It all depends on whether or not you're already on a free ride. I never make advice. I only tell people what I do myself. And I take profits when the cryptos rise and convert them into metals.
Yeah, very good. I think metals is the more sure bet, even though we're all bullish here on cryptos for the most part. So, well, if you've not read Mike's book, please give yourself a treat. The link is below here. You can do so for free. On to meme of the day. So, Mike, this is a fun meme I saw. So, give us this meme.
Okay, this is a painting of George Washington presenting the Constitution at the Constitutional Convention, which, by the way, went on for almost 4 months. These guys, the founding fathers, arguing about what is the right way to create our government. And he says, just to be clear, none of this matters if there's a virus. I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later.
See you, Mike. See you next time.